Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of the best album intros ever. Here I am with my brother Alex.
Hey guys.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about Slipknot, and we'll be telling you in a minute which intro we chose and why, as well as giving you a little bit of context regarding the album, the band situation, and everything that was going on. So, which album intro did we choose, Alex?
We chose the intro from the album Iowa. It's called 515. And we also had like some other contenders, like the intro from the debut album called 7426 and a bunch of numbers, which I actually thought like they didn't have like any meaning. But looking into it, it was a shipping number from Slipknot's self-produced and self-distributed album, Made Feet Kill Repeat, well, the demo. And that number also appears on the band members' jumpsuits.
Interesting fact. For me personally, I think it was kind of hard to decide between the intro for the debut album against Iowa's intro, but I think it has a more aggressive side. The intro for the first album has a clip from the 1993 documentary Manson, which says, "The whole thing, I think it's sick. The whole thing, I think it's sick," which gets you into this creepy vibe, but the second one from Iowa gets you into this I want to bash something vibe. I like that way more. And all the other intros, I think they were way more melodic. So I'm going to stick with this one. More emblematic, more Slipknot, more aggressive, more in your face. But anyways, Alex, I'm curious. What was your reaction the first time you heard that album?
I mean, before listening to this album, I was listening to new metal, mainly. Like Korn, like System of a Down, like Limp Bizkit. So, I mean, I wasn't listening to that heavy music. And when I bought this album for the first time, and then I popped it in and I pressed play, all of these weird guttural sounds started coming out, and this like distorted background, and then that guy, I think it's Corey, just like making these weird sounds, and then I'm just sitting there listening to this thing like, what the hell is this? And then it like keeps getting louder and louder and louder. Until finally it like breaks out into People Equal Shit.
You know, to me this is kind of funny because I was even younger than you by 5 years, and I always thought you were like this weird depressed dude in his room that listened to incredibly angry music. So I came into your room and I saw this silver like album cover with black that has like this crazy goat. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I pop it in and I was scared shitless, man. I didn't know what was going on. And I thought you were even weirder for listening to this kind of music. But with time, I learned to appreciate it. But yeah, that intro coming into People Equal Shit kicked my ass.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Listening to that intro really puts you like in the mind space they were in that time. Because it was one of the really dark times for the band. Yeah, these guys were coming out of their debut album and they suddenly exploded. They were like rock stars and they didn't even expect that at all. So all of this expectation to make the new album was like a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Imagine coming from a multi-platinum album and expecting everyone that you know for you to have another multi-platinum album. That's insane. I mean, we read some stories from the recording process of the album, how the producer Ross Robinson, if you don't know who he is, he has done Korn, he has done Glassjaw, At the Drive-In, Machine Head, a lot of albums that define that 90s era. And he was in a dirt bike accident, and he actually came back to the studio the next day, and he said that the pain of his back was part of the process. So that's pretty insane.
Yeah, and actually, I think you could actually hear the pain that everybody was feeling back then. And another fact that we read is that for the last song, Iowa, Corey was actually naked. He was vomiting all over himself and also cutting himself with the broken glass. And there's a quote that he actually said. He's like, that's where the best stuff comes from. You gotta break yourself down before you can build something great. And that just like explains like the whole mental state that everybody had back then.
Yeah, and I think this is exactly why this is one of my favorite intros of all time, because you can really feel that anger, that darkness, that pain that the band was going through due to pressure, drugs, everything else that we have mentioned.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. And another like fun fact is that 515, it's a reference to their home state. It's named after a telephone area code for central Iowa.
Well, in case you don't live in the US, this is probably something new for you. So yeah, that's a pretty cool, interesting fact. But anyways, guys, we hope you liked this second episode of our new series that we're doing, the best album intros ever. If you have any intros that you would like us to check out, please let us know in the comments. We would be glad to do so. And we will be doing more of these episodes, so please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Let us know what else you would like to see from MindSpun, and we will see you guys soon.
Yeah.